Welcome to my JDF1 stats. No opinions, just facts. Today we'll take a look at which driver has been the fastest during the Grand Prix weekend. I've taken their best time and averaged it out for the season so far. This gives a clear and unbiased indication of their true maximum speed in one lap. It's true that they have bad days or even entire weekends occasionally, but most drivers do, and it averages out at the end of the championship. I've also adopted F1's 107% limit rule for those who weren't able to register a decent time the entire weekend. Enthusiasts know that Verstappen has gotten pole position in every race. However, that doesn't mean he set the fastest time the weekend. Already in the opening race in Bahrain, it was actually Leclerc who posted the best time. So my question is, has anyone challenged Max for the top spot? Let's take a look. I've used F1's starting grid, and in the center of the screen you will see their ranking and average time slower compared to the fastest driver so far. I've also posted their best time if it's not the one on the grid. Although he's participated in only one Grand Prix, I've added Behrman for those who want to compare him to others. He set a time over a second slower than the fastest driver overall, which places him 12th fastest. That may not be too impressive in a Ferrari, but you must remember he had absolutely no preparation, and we all know what he's done in the race, linking him to a possible drive in Haas next year. Okay, onto the grid. Sargent's time in Qually was over the 107% limit. However, his time in practice 3, P3, was fast enough, though he's still last, averaging 2.035 seconds slower than the leader. No wonder the persistent rumors of Antonelli replacing him. Alonso couldn't get to grips with his Aston and set his best time in P2, practice 2, averaging almost 0.8 slower, ranking him 8th fastest overall. Magnussen has struggled to set competitive times and is 19th, 1.635 seconds slower. The same with Zhou. It'll be tough to get out of 20th, being almost 0.3 slower than Magnussen. Bottas has managed to be quick once in a while and is 16th fastest, about a second and a half slower than first, but almost half a second ahead of his teammate. A clear indication why rumors tie him with Williams next year. Gasly was faster in Q1 and shows signs of improvement, staying close to his teammate. It's clear why Williams extended Albon's contract. He's averaged just about 0.7 faster than his teammate, placing him 15th fastest overall. Stroll may not have qualified in the top 10 in Imola, but has averaged there, just over a second slower than the leader. Ocon has shown that Alpine is clawing their way back to the top, keeping his partner at bay for now by a 10. Perez had a poor qualifying in Imola, dropping him to 3rd fastest overall. Hulkenberg in Quali 3 again. His average places him 13th, less than a 10th from the top 10 and almost half a second faster than his partner. Audi noticed and signed the Hulk for multiple seasons. Ricciardo is finally picking up the pace, staying close to his teammate, 14th quickest. Hamilton is showing signs of lack of speed and has only averaged 9th fastest. It's obvious why he's immigrating to Maranello. Tsunoda was quicker in Q2, placing him just outside the top 10, 1.105 seconds behind the leader. Russell has managed to get more from the Merc and is about 0.2 ahead of his teammate. Although Piastri was penalized for impeding, he did set a time in Q3, which places him 6th fastest, just half a second slower than first. The second row is Ferraris. Sainz missed a race, but still averages 5th, very close to his partner in red. Leclerc was the fastest in Bahrain, but it hasn't been enough yet and is 2nd fastest by a considerable margin, 0.325 seconds slower. Fortunately for him, he stays ahead of teammate, less than a 10th behind. Norris has been brilliant lately and is now considering to be a serious threat for the championship. He's 4th fastest, just a 10th ahead of his partner, joining the battle for 2nd fastest, behind the leader. I want to give a thumbs up to Verstappen for tying Senna's record of 8 consecutive poles. If he continues, no one will be able to reduce the gap and prevent him from taking his crown again. Let's see what McLaren and Ferrari can do.